Oh hey YouTube, what's really good? My name's Vivid Color, your coach of the South Texas Sableyes, and this is going to be the semifinals for the PGBL. If we win this match, we move on to the finals, and if we lose, we're done with the entire league. And it just so happens that our opponent this week is Randy of the Texas Rangers, and if you've kept up with this league at all, you will know that I believe Randy to be probably our hardest opponent that we've had this entire league. I think he's incredibly talented at battling, and on top of that, his team is put together really well. But I don't want to sit here and psych myself out. I just want to get connected and get into this. That being said, Randy's link is going to be in the description down below. Definitely go check him out because win or lose, he's fantastic. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we're connected now, and Randy is bringing a much different team than we saw last time. We're seeing Reuniqueless, Mega Pincer, Magirna, Delmise, Conkelder, and Tapu Fini. I think that I came relatively well prepared for this. I don't know what my lead is in this spot. I want to say my lead is Clefable 100%, but that could be wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick picture of this team. I'm super stressed and I never do this, but I figure this is the semifinals. It's time to go all out. Okay. All right, so we got the picture up. That way we can reference back to the team even when we can't click it on the layout. All right, 50 seconds. I think Clefable's our safest lead here because I don't think anything he has sans Delmise one-shots it. Maybe what's the flash cannon from Magirna, but I don't see him leading that. I kind of see him leading the Finny or the Conch, maybe. All right, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Oh, or we could lead the Scarfrachi, which doesn't seem terribly bad here. I think that's the play. I think that's the play I want to make. I wanted to bring Jirachi because that was what Ultra Player told me to do, but I just couldn't do that. All right, we're gonna lead the Scarfrachi. We're kind of like bluffing a lead Rachi here, and then we're also like, it has a scarf, it can't be bad. I think Clef was probably the safer lead here, but just in case I wanted to lead, like just in case he leads Delmise trying to get me, I'll lead Rachi. I'll quick U-turn out of there and like go into Fortress or something of that sort. Oh man, I'm so nervous. I'm glad he didn't bring the Dugtrio. I was low-key worried about that. I think I could have led the Pelipper here probably also. I think the Pelipper was also a reasonable lead. All right, Protein, what is this? The Conch? Okay, so does he have to switch right now is the question. Because he can just go for a clean knockoff and knock off my Choice Scarf. But we have the Zen Headbutt and we can flinch it out. Let's see how much a Zen Headbutt does to like, I guess I'll just do like a standard Conkelder set because I don't know what else I would do. All right, so Jirachi, Scarf. I don't have Healing Wish. I have the Zen Headbutt because I like the Headbutt. And then let's go up against a Conch and see, let's see, like the pretty standard Conch set is Assault Vest. Zen Headbutt looks like it chunks really hard. Knockoff chunks us back, like pretty hard as well. I think we can just go for the clean. I think we can go for the clean U-turn here. The Zen Headbutt's so tempting. He didn't bring the Hydreigon. That's worth noting. He didn't bring the Hydreigon. Okay, let's get offensive. Let's get offensive. Turn one. Turn one. Let's do it. Let's get super offensive. Turn one. Because I know this will two-shot at the bare minimum, and if it flinches, oh my goodness. Whew. I don't like the hacks. Like, I don't like relying on the hacks, but it was a pretty clean answer to Conkelder. I'm just gonna Zen Headbutt again. Yeah, the withdraw seems pretty standard here. What is this? The Reuniqueless, most likely? Yeah, this thing's gonna probably be a problem. I'm just gonna go out into Clefable, I think, and see where that gets me in life. I think I'm just gonna go out to Clefable and see where that gets me in life. Okay, so no leftovers. I think this thing, it's pretty safe to say this thing also might be Assault Vested. I'm gonna go into Clefable. Clefable is my specially defensive Mon. It's the best that I think I could have done here. Okay, I'm nervous, but the Conkelder is at like, okay, Trick Room. I think this was kind of to be expected. Like, I super kind of like expected the Trick Room here. I don't think this thing has any moves that are super effective against me. He doesn't have any Thunder Wave immunities either, so I could just go for the Thunder Wave here. I could set up my rocks here, which is I think what I'm gonna do. If this thing starts going for Calm Minds, we're in a little bit. Oh, Psyshock's pretty good here. Psyshock's pretty good here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I can go out into my Pelipper, but how readable is that? All right, so we're down. This was what, the second turn of Trick Room, correct? I think this was the second turn of Trick Room. I probably just could have stayed in with Jirachi, to be honest. Because the way Trick Room works is the first turn you use it counts as one turn. Yeah, so we've got 3 turns of Trick Room left. So I can go out into, oh, this seems fine. This seems super fine. Does this thing get a fire type move? Does this stupid Pokemon get a fire type move? Where's my Smogon tab? Did you just go for Psyshock again? Yeah, I did. All right, we're gonna eat that up. We're gonna eat that up like it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's for beginners. Look at that. Mmm. Delicious. Tasty. I bet we're slower too. And we can just set up a layer of spikes. That seems bonkers. We can set up a layer of spikes, or alternatively, we can just go for the clean Volt Switch here. All right, let me see what Reuniclus gets. Because if he gets a fire type move, I need to, I mean, other than just Hidden Power Fire, obviously. So he's Trick Room, Psychic. I should write this down. Reunic. God, I love Reuniclus. Don't do me dirty, Reuniclus. Trick Room. I know I'm gonna outspeed most likely. I don't think this thing can outspeed me. So we know Trick Room and Psychic. We're about to see what the other two are. I'm assuming Shadow Ball for neutral coverage. Maybe Hidden Power, but I would kind of guess Hidden Power Grass. All right, let's actually just set up a layer of spikes, because that seems like fine territory to be in. I wonder if this thing's Regenerator. I'm kind of assuming it's Magic Guard. All right, what did you go for this turn? Shadow Ball. How well do we take this? How well do we take a Shadow Ball? Pretty well. Like, we take that pretty well, but it's still like not fantastic. It's definitely looking like that kills us from this range, which is a little terrifying. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go for the, I think I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch here. I think I need to go for the Volt Switch here. I can go out into Pelipper and set up my Rain, or I can alternatively go out into my Magmortar, which seems pretty decent. I wish I had a Taunt user on my team. Okay, so I can predict him to go for Shadow Ball this turn, right? Kind of. I think I can just go out into Fairy Tail predicting that. I can, all right, we'll risk the Fairy Tail. We'll risk it. We'll run the Gambit, I guess we'll run the Gambit. And then I think the play is to, this is the turn Trick Room falls off. Yeah, we should take this okay. All right, okay. So now the Gambit is he gonna go for Trick Room again? Because this is the turn Trick Room returns to normal, yeah. So now the Gambit is, does he go for Trick Room again? Or does he just try and take this thing out? If he just tries to take this thing out, then I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna click Wish because the Wish seems good here. It seems like a free switch into almost anything. If he goes for Trick Room, I think that's our best play. Alternatively, I can go for Thunder Wave and then try and like start capitalizing on that a little bit. My goodness, this is hard. This is hard. I have my rocks up. I would like to Thunder Wave here, I believe, but I would also like to Wish. I think I'm gonna Wish here. Does that make sense? I don't think so. I'm gonna click Thunder Wave. I'm gonna click Thunder Wave here because I know we outspeed outside of Trick Room, and if he just sets up Trick Room again, then I guess we're just kind of like stalling more turns of Trick Room out. He just goes for the kill. I think that's better for us, and I think we can just go out into Jirachi and like try. I know it's kind of like, I don't mean to be super scumbaggy about it, but if we just go out into Jirachi, we can kind of like Iron Head this thing out of the game, which is again not fantastic, but it's now paralyzed, and the combination of paralysis and Iron Head is kind of notorious for like getting rid of Pokemon you otherwise don't have a check to. I wish I had put Encore on my Clefable. That was something Ultra Player told me to do, and I just didn't do it. That was something Ultra Player told me to do. If you don't know, Ultra Player is the person that I turn to when I need help team building. If you're not aware, I don't have any jams. I'm not listening to any music, and I think it's putting me off my game. All right, so we're down Clefable, which is bad. It's not good that we're down Clefable. I'm gonna go ahead and just, all right, so he knows what we're doing here. Oh my God, oh, that was a crit. I was gonna say, like, that's so much damage. All right, we're just gonna go for the Iron Head again. If we get rid of this thing and we get rid of his Trick Room setter, that's so good for us right now. Okay. All right, this is good. This is good. I have to listen to some music right now. I have to listen to some music right now. Okay. So Jirachi kills Reuniclus. Jirachi KOs Reuniclus. I think we can probably just stay in predicting him to go for Defog, and Ironhead actually does a little bit, like, Ironhead's not bad against Tapu Fini. I've ran these calcs, like, I don't think the Tapu Fini can do anything in response, so I'm just gonna go for Ironhead still. We have flinch chances, and on top of flinch chances, like, we just get some damage. Yeah, the flinch, oh. I don't feel good about this, but at the same time, that's like kind of why you bring Jirachi. That's kind of why you bring Jirachi. Like, if I just expect him to go for the defog, then going into Pelipper is not awful here. But I really want to get a clean switch in to my Magmortar at some point, because Magmortar has a lot of fun with the rest of his team. Like, Tapu Fini aside, Magmortar has a lot of fun with the rest of his team. All right, we're gonna go for the Iron Head here. At some point, he's gonna get through and the defog will happen. That's just like absolutely 100% a thing. But until that point, I think like just like flinching this this Fini out and getting as much damage on it as possible makes the most sense here. Randy, you got rid of the Jirachi, and it's like it's doing a little bit too much work. I don't think we've hit one time without the Jirachi having flinched so far, which is again sort of scummy, but it's like kind of what Jirachi does. It checks things you otherwise wouldn't be able to check. Is this a kill? Oh my goodness. Jirachi is powering through this team. Jirachi KOs Tapu Fini. Oh man, I'm not even gonna lie. I can't even lie right now. I would be beyond salty. Like, beyond salty that happened. I think I need to switch out here, but I don't know that I have to. I think I'm just gonna go for the Iron Head and see what happens, because I know that Iron Head's actually pretty good against Magearna as well. Like, it does a reasonable amount of damage. Oh my god. I actually kind of, like, low-key, I think this is gross, but it makes sense, because what's the Magearna gonna do? Trick Room. Okay, now we're somewhere that makes sense. Magearna using Trick Room makes sense, but what's it gonna do after this? Because it's probably gonna die to another Iron Head. Like, I don't think the Magearna... Oh, Shadow Ball. I think we probably live one of these. Does the Magearna die to the returning Iron Head, though? If it doesn't, then we have to switch out. Yeah, jeez. All right, well, Jirachi is the granter of wishes. Never let anyone tell you that Jirachi is not the granter of wishes. Because I feel really bad. I do. Like, I feel scummy. I just knew that Jirachi was really well placed in this matchup, and specifically Choice Scarf Jirachi made a lot of sense going in. I don't think I need to keep it around any longer. He has 3 turns of Trick Room left, so I think we can just stay in and eat up whatever. I wonder if this thing's gonna go for Rapid Sven. I'm assuming that Tapu Fini was his defogger. I'm assuming that. Okay, so do I need to keep the Jirachi is the question here. That's the real question. I think I can kind of assume this thing is gonna go for like Shadow Claw and or... I don't think it's gonna go for Power Whip, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my Rain Up, because I think that makes sense. I think getting my Rain Up makes sense here, and I think this is the second to last turn of Trick Room. This thing is actually low-key terrifying against my team. Like, the Delmise can still do so much work. Oh wow, it's special. It's a special Delmise? That's blowing my mind. Is this the last turn of Trick Room? No. So we have a singular turn of Trick Room left, which is unfortunate, but I think that we can just go out into, what's he gonna do? It makes sense for him to go for Shadow Ball again. It's neutral against my entire team. It also makes sense for him to go for like a Power Whip here. Those are things I could see happening. What does he have left? What does he have left on his team? Because most of my team is like chilling at half health. So he has the Reuniclus still? No, the Reuniclus is dead. The Reuniclus and the Magearna on the top are dead. He still has his Pinsir. He still has his Conch, but his Conch is almost dead. And he has this thing, which is chunked. I think I need to save Lotus for this, or I can just let Lotus go down, right? Actually, I think we can just sack off, Fortress here. Like, Fortress isn't super great right now. So I think we can just sack it off and go out into Magmortar. Does Delmise get, what does Delmise get? Energy Ball. Not bad. I mean, the switch is super favorable for us. I'm kind of surprised to see it. Oh, it's Life Orb. Okay, that makes sense. Jeez. He came with the aggressive Delmise. All right, does this thing, the Trick Room's gone, right? No, this is the last turn of Trick Room. Okay. So I think what we can do here is go ahead and just go for the spikes. I think we'll probably be slower so we can get another layer of spikes up. We're gonna die is my assumption. Does this thing get Trick Room itself? Uses the Energy Ball. Huh. It's kind of like locked into the Energy Ball here, which is a little like a little strange. It's a little strange. So Energy Ball, Shadow Ball. What would the other two moves be? Does this thing get Earth Power? It could be mixed. Okay. I'm gonna go for the last ditch Gyro Ball. I think it's gonna kill us, yeah. And then I think that if this thing's Life Orb, Pelipper can just come in and knock it out, most likely. Like outside of Trick Room, the Pelipper will outspeed and we can just knock it out with a Hurricane. The Twisted Dimensions return to normal this turn, I believe. So we can just come in with our Lotus, Hurricane away, and then there's really not much that can be done from here, I don't believe. I don't think there's a ton that like gets us from here. The Hurricane should kill this. Okay, so is this Pelipper's first kill of the entire league? It might be. Pelipper KOs. What is this thing? Delmise. Now into this thing. It's gonna take a ton of damage. I actually have to save my Pelipper. Like I absolutely have to be able to set up my hazards a little bit later. I don't know what it's gonna go for, but I think we can just go out into Jirachi here and that's fine. Like if our Jirachi dies, it's not the end of the world. I just can't like risk losing Pelipper randomly. Ice Punch. That's acceptable? Question mark? I guess we're just gonna go for the clean. The Fire Punch will probably knock it out from here, and the Fire Punch also chunks the, no. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to kill it with a U-turn, unless it has Mach Punch? Question mark? No. All right, so we're gonna kill it with a U-turn, assumedly, yeah. And then we're gonna go out into our Swampert, and I think this cleans up the match. I wanna say this cleans up the match. Mega Swampert in the rain. I don't think that Scissor can, or not Scissor. I don't think that Pinsir can do anything about this. Because I believe we still have 2 turns of rain left. I haven't been keeping super count. I probably should have, but I haven't. And then after this, I think we're just kind of clear for takeoff. I don't even think we need to risk necessarily the Rock Slide. Like I don't think we need to risk the Misc. I think we can just Mega Evolve and Waterfall. So I'm assuming he's gonna go for the quick attack here. That's like what I'm under the assumption of. He might go for broke and hope that I miss a rock slide or something and go for sword stance. Quick attack I think makes the most sense here, but we'll see. I wanna say this like locks up the match 100%, but I could be super wrong. Waterfall, I don't think he can live a rain boosted Mega Swampert Waterfall. Okay, so the Mega Swampert gets the final KO. Okay, so this was the semifinal match. Jirachi put in way too much work with the flinch hacks, and to be entirely honest, wait 1 second. To be entirely honest, I don't feel super good about that. Like, I think the Jirachi versus the Conkeldurr made sense, like staying in and going for the Zen Headbutt made sense because I saw that it did about 70%. Staying in on the Tapu Fini made sense because I thought it was going to defog and I could have switched out after the defog. Staying in against the Magearna was probably super aggressive, and that's honestly I think where the game kind of like turned around in my favor. Once the Fini was gone, the game was super, it got a lot easier because that's his bulky water type. That's the thing that kind of checks Mega Swampert, right? And then after that, the Magearna is like, I don't know. The moral of the story is I feel scummy about all the flinches, but at the same time, like I've said a couple times now, you bring Jirachi as sort of like this trump card that checks things that you otherwise can't check because it's kind of a game of numbers at some point. It becomes a game of Ironhead has a 30% flinch rate, which is doubled by Serene Grace, so now it has a 60% flinch rate, and that's ridiculous, right? Like if your opponent only has a 30% chance to make a move, then you're gonna be favored in those exchanges. Obviously, the Trick Room strategy hasn't worked against me twice now, and both times due to some level of hacks. Like my last week's match, it was due to a much smaller margin of hacks, and this week it was, I think I counted 6 or 7 flinches. Anyways, the moral of the story is, I think Randy is incredible. I think he's one of the best battlers that I've ever like personally battled against at all. I think his sets are really good. I think he's really good at planning out. It's just kind of hard to plan for Jirachi. That being said, if you're super hyped that we're going to the finals, albeit on a hacksy match, please please go ahead and utterly destroy the support on this video. It would mean the absolute most to me. Definitely go show Randy love. He 100% deserves it. Like 157% deserves your sub, deserves your like, deserves your comments. Go watch the video. That being said, guys, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I can't even lie to you. If you're new here, you should subscribe because we do cool things and we're not normally scumbags. I promise. I gotta leave. Bye.